Well, the political freedom enjoyed in modern Kenya was hard fought, with some men and women enduring injuries, torture, and unjust detention, not to mention the humiliation they faced in front of their families, just to achieve this freedom. Moiga William engaged in conversations with several of these unsung heroes, acknowledging the remarkable contributions they made to Kenya's robust democracy, widely praised by neighboring nations in the region.
So let me tell you of a story. Once upon a time, Kenya was a one-party state, but it took the effort and courage of a section of men and women to change the narrative. In the late 1980s, Kenya was a nation trapped under the clutches of one-party state, led by the late President Daniel Arap Moi's Kenya African Union, KANU. But amid the political darkness, there were three courageous individuals who embarked on a journey to bring about Kenya's second liberation. This is the story of Kamunye, an academician, Timothy Njoya, a man of the cloth, and Kathangu, a daring politician who defied the odds to change the course of Kenya's history. These three men were connected by one thing: the freedom of association for their motherland. Kamunye was a teacher by profession. He returned to Kenya in the mid-90s after completing his higher education in a neighboring Tanzanian university. Kamunye will become a pivotal figure in the formation of the Mwakenya movement. The Mwakenya movement, an underground struggle initiated by several academicians aimed at advocating for freedom of association and political reforms, will later be banned by the Daniel Arap Moi-led government.
We took it upon ourselves, to continue that struggle that had been undertaken by our parents, to see that Kenya was fully liberated.
The gospel of the Mwakenya movement started spreading like wildfire. Among those who rallied behind the cause was outspoken PCEA Reverend Timothy Njoya. Remember the cleric beaten to a pulp under the watch of police? Njoya's unwavering belief in the liberation of the country was inspired by a verse from the Bible, Luke chapter 4 verse 18.
I wanted the church and the Kenyans to do what Jesus proclaimed.
The third and the last man was former Runyenje's Member of Parliament, Kathangu. He took a daring approach by fighting the system from within.
And the input for politicians simply is to say this: we need to replace them, so that we can be able to create an ideology for Kenyans.
Oblivious to these three men, their actions did not sit well with the Moi-led KANU government, and a multi-party political system was not a welcomed idea. In a retaliatory move, the government hunted them down.
I was put in for 5 years, and the charge was being in possession of mpatanishi. You note that I had not been arrested with anything, but that is how they framed the charge and even produced a copy of mpatanishi to the magistrate,
Moi was using pangas. That was a Mangma way.
We got in and lit fires in KANU, and after 1 year we were arrested. So what you're asking is, was it worth it? What I believe in myself is, I'm not just a politician, but a political liberator.
The three men were subjected to torture, humiliation, suffering, and beating. However, this did not defer their cause.
Moi was, of course, very bad. He didn't respect human rights.
And in 1991 December, the government gave in to the demands of these three courageous men. It was a momentous occasion when, at the Kasarani Stadium, President Moi announced the repeal of Section 2A of the Constitution.
I have today assented to the bill as a sign of my commitment to political reform.
This historic decision marked the beginning of a new era for Kenya, a journey towards multi-party democracy.
This Moi himself saved us from going his way. It sounds like a contradiction, but for me it's not. It's a transformation.
You cannot evolve, you cannot change unless you are inputting a different idea, a different thought into a societal process.
And that is the story of these men who bravely told to see a better Kenya, a multi-party democracy. And in the year 2022, Kenya held its 5th multi-party general election. William, TV 47.